Everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Era of the Dragons. I am your game master, Archangelic. You can call me Mal. Um, Glad to have everyone here. How about we go around and say hello to our players? Jaden, take it away.
Hi, I'm Jaden. I also go by Silically. I'll answer to either. I use they, them pronouns. I'm also Mal's partner, random fact. I'll be playing a tiefling barbarian named Grief. Grief uses he, they pronouns and a combat wheelchair. The combat wheelchair is designed by Sarah Thompson, who uses they, she pronouns. You can find them on Twitter under the username Mustangs Art. Thank you so much, Sarah. I love the combat wheelchair. And I use this in game because in real life I use a wheelchair and mobility devices. So yeah.
Awesome. Silver Bulette.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver Bulette, aka Steven. You can find me most places as Silver_Bulette, but today I am playing Fencerus, who is a dragonborn rogue and part-time archaeologist. Let's just say that.
And Penny.
Hello, my name's Penny. I use she, her pronouns, and I'll be playing Gift, who is a human warlock who is multi-classing into druid.
Awesome. Well, let's do a quick recap of where we are. Today was supposed to be the day of the Blackberry Festival in the town of Brambles upon the River. And the festival was well underway when the kobolds showed up. They were looking for an egg. Through various interactions through the afternoon, the characters met with Billy Bob Bones, who had absconded with an egg and was keeping it concealed while enjoying the festival. Maybe not his best decision, but there he was. After a while, you heard shouts from a blue dragonborn, who you would eventually find out was a draconian, a profane creature made from a dragon egg. The draconian crawled out for Billy Bob Bones, and a fight broke out in the market square. Gift took refuge in her bare apartment, taking the egg with her. The fight carried on, kobolds looted buildings and stalls, and the dragon hatched. Eventually, you would find out that this little gold dragon wormling was named Galafnimbar, but you've been affectionately calling him Max. Some kind of magical horn called off the invaders, just as the blue dragon that was flying over the town had located the young wormling. Our heroes now find themselves in Gift's apartment, deciding what to do next. The little gold dragon wormling is just Grief. You had given him some meat, and he had swallowed it whole. And I think that's about where we are.
You know, it's been a kind of a wild day. I don't know if we actually ever said typical greetings. We just kind of fell into fighting mode. Hi, I'm Fencerus. Hi, good to meet you. I use she, her pronouns, by the way. Hi, it's good to meet you. Who are you people?
I'm Grief. I use he, they pronouns. Good to meet you.
Oh, good to meet you too.
You are muted.
So Gift looks uncomfortable, looks either way, looks at her shoes, sighs, and says, I'm Gift. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Gift. Hi. Okay. Right. Now that we got that out of the way, I don't know if I think Grief, you said your name earlier, but I just forgot it. I don't know. It's been a day.
There's
been
a
10
lot
minutes,
happening. It's been a really active 10 minutes.
But yeah, so we gotta get this baby gold dragon. Wow, words are hard. We gotta get it somewhere. Does anyone have, like, I don't know this town well enough. Is there a good place in town where we know they'll be safe?
Gift pulls out a chalkboard and starts writing furiously. After a few moments, she holds up the chalkboard and it says, "Town won't be safe. Wizards keep menageries. We should go to the druids in the wildlands."
Okay, so there's not like a druid in town somewhere that we could go to? All right. Do either of you know where the wildlands are? Because I've never been.
About this time, you hear a knock at the door, and it says, anyone in there? And you hear it's Billy Bob.
Yeah, well, I'll answer the door.
He'll come in. He looks human now with his very nice mustache and his big feathery hat, which trails across the door jam as he enters. And he
thank
says,
goodness, whatever they did to you wasn't permanent. That's good to know. I'm sorry they did that to you.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you didn't even, huh? All right. Well, I understand. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, you are talking about the whole bone thing. No, that wasn't them. That was a part of a bargain.
Oh. Let me look at my notes real quick. Bargains. Oh, got it. I'm on the same page now. Okay. All right. I thought they were sapping your life or something. I was really worried for you. Now I get it though.
No, that thing was just an overgrown lizard. So, I don't think he could sap my life, but you never know. Sometimes people have their own things.
Yeah.
And
going around giving me bad names.
He says, "Well, where is that egg?"
Why did you have this egg? And how did you acquire said egg?
Well, I was snooping. He says, "Did I not explain that to you? I might have explained it to her and not you." He says, "I was snooping around a cult or drag, some sort of organization, I guess. And they were moving people hither and there, wherever. And I'm not a big fan of that kind of stuff. So I went snooping and I found a magical circle thing. And right in the middle, an egg. I decided that this was not an ideal environment to raise an egg in. So I just took it."
Good instincts.
Gift nods approvingly.
Well, your egg is not an egg anymore.
And
I'll point to the cute little dragon there.
the dragon has like looks like a mouse's tail hanging out of its mouth.
Fantastic.
Oh,
It's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Pest control.
good catch.
And it opens its mouth, and the mouse just like is there. It's still alive. It's just you see the little crackle of fire in the back, like it's just keeping its mouth a little warm.
This reminds me of Onion in Steven Universe. Anyway,
that was
Okay,
exactly what I had in mind.
So is he slowly cooking the mouse, or is he keeping the mouse warm? I'm confused.
they friends or food?
Hmm.
And Billy Bob says, "Well, ain't that something?" And he'll get down on his knees and like start scraping off some of the like extra stuff that's still on the scales, like this slightly goopy. It's now drying. And
Oh yeah, we should have given that creature a little bit of a bath first, I guess. Clean him up. All right. Well, and now you know there's congratulations. You have a child. It's a baby dragon.
Well, I assume it has a mother. I don't know. How do dragons work? I'm not sure.
I mean, what were you planning on doing with this egg?
Away. That's all I had was away from here. And it was such a nice festival you were having in town.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Was.
I figured it was safer in a town. I did not think they would attack said town.
Gift holds up her chalkboard again. She hasn't changed it, so it's the same message.
Oh, about the menagerie?
Yeah.
Billy Bob will say, well, seems like an excellent point. There is a wizard here that every town has a wizard. That's a whole thing, ain't it?
Gift nods emphatically, almost like she's looking for the bugs in the room, if you will.
At this point, the dragon is just says in Draconic to the little mouse that it's now in its little hands. It says, "Friend."
Oh,
Cute.
okay. Interesting. I wonder if it knows what friend means. We'll find out. But yeah, the Wilderlands. Before you came in, Billy, we were talking about going towards the Wildlands, something. What's that say, Gift? Wilderlands. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he says, well, we can definitely do that. We might need to gain some provisions first. But we can definitely do that. I mean, the whole Ravens Valley, like, is mostly wild, and just a few towns here there dotted along the river.
Does the general direction, if you will, out of town happen to correspond with the paper bird that's trying desperately to escape?
Yes, basically, this town is like a little enclave. It's not really part of a large metropolis or anything. There's maybe a few villages dotted here and there, but you basically leave the town and you're in the woods. So.
And second question, remind me who the second person was. The first person, obviously was my sister. Who's the other person who got, like, what did they look like? I probably don't know who they are. Who was taken by the dragon?
Who was taken? I don't remember. Who else got taken by the dragon? It was just one of the other villagers in town. So yeah, it was
just a person.
It was just a person along with your sister. So yeah, there's no other like named NPC got taken. So it's at about this point where you hear outside the fanfare of royal trumpets.
I hope that doesn't have anything to do with the blue dragon. I don't want that thing coming back. Is that whose house is that? Whose house are we in right now?
Gift looks at her shoes and raises her hand.
Oh, okay. All right, good. We didn't just break into somebody's house. That's good to know. Okay. All right. So nobody's gonna come in upset that we're in their house. Glad to know that. If this is your house, you're familiar with the area, then. You ever heard those trumpets before? Is that something that happens around here normally?
Am I familiar with the area?
You are familiar with the town. You've been here a little while. You've worked with the local wizard, or at least the chief wizard, and you would be familiar that, well, it doesn't happen in town often that you would hear royal trumpets. The king doesn't often come into town, but those are his trumpets. Usually that happens at the castle, which is not in town. It's a little fort nearby.
I assume I would know this as well.
Yes, you would.
Okay. Well, So the king's here. We sent a bunch of people to the castle, right? That's where they were going.
Yes, yeah, that's where everyone was like, hey, maybe we'll be safer, behind a fortress wall.
On the one hand, we helped all these people and they'll probably be happy. On the other hand, they might see me and get the wrong idea. Maybe you two should go out there, maybe even Billy, and help figure out what's going on. I'm sure the king would like to hear. Gift, can I hide in here for right now? Okay, thank you.
We don't want to take Max to the king, correct? We don't trust. Okay. So you keep an eye on Max, and then let's go see what the king is doing here, I guess.
Yeah, so do you go outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reluctantly.
Exactly, yeah. Against my better judgment.
Yeah, Billy Bob will come with you, and you see on horseback is two figures escorted by guards on foot. One is he's 40 something, dark hair, clean shaven, but clearly is King Henrik. He's wearing full armor, riding a horse, and just waving to people who are mostly concerned with the amount of kobold carcasses that are just in the street, and accounting what they're missing. They do their best to not be busy while the king is looking, but they are trying to fix their stuff, more importantly. And there's another figure, is an older man, 60s, graying hair, pulled back, it's long gray hair, and he's wearing a kind of a dark brown robe. Gift, you would recognize him as Sir Oakenroot, the wizard you once worked for. He's the Magi commander under King Henrik.
Gift was reluctant before. Now she's practically hiding behind grief.
Said he's what to the king?
He's the Magi commander. He's basically the head wizard. And you're kind of familiar with who he is because he's the representative of the Helimanor Society here in the town. So the society manages all magic practitioners.
If there's a window, by the way, Finn is looking, like, using stealth, but like peeking to see what's going on the ground floor.
Yeah, I assume your passive stealth will probably just keep you hidden, but yeah, there is a window, and
you said they do what for the magic practitioners?
They're kind of kind of a regulatory body for anyone who practices magic as like a craft or a business. Not so much like personal magic, but like your
commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still out of sight at this stage?
I believe you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Change self at will. Elongated ears, different nose, looks like a half elf.
The king spots Grief and Billy Bob, doesn't recognize you, but you two are kind of hard to miss. You're kind of hard to miss. And so you see recognition come over the king's face, and he says, the heroes of the hour. And he will get off of his horse and he will come to you, Grief, and he will shake your hand.
I will shake his hand in return, and whatever other normal customs we do with our royalty.
Mhm.
Begrudgingly.
I assume you give him a bow, you know.
Yeah. Begrudgingly.
Yeah. Yeah, and he will say, how fortuitous my town has such powerful warriors in its midst. You fought off a dragon. Am I mistaken?
We were working on fighting off a dragon, but a horn was blown that called the dragon off before things got too intense. But the dragon did take some of our people.
He says, yeah, I am aware of that. We are on the lookout for where they might be. But that's all business. I would like to extend an invitation to you and whoever fought alongside you to come to my castle, and we'll have a banquet.
Okay. You want us to bring anyone who helped fight the dragon?
Anyone who helped fight. Need
Okay.
all the strongest warriors we have.
Okay. That sounds fantastic. We happy to accept your offer.
He says there was also another dragonborn, green, I believe, is what I was told. Green like an emerald.
Is that correct? I can't remember, honestly.
Mhm.
I don't know why I thought it was blue. Oh, that's you. Okay. Gotcha.
Speaking of, Fen is like backing away from the window at this point. Hearing that, just
Oh,
like,
shit, oh, shit.
You're like crouched down, and I'm just gonna call it Max for the brevity of it. Is like clambering on top of you, trying to see what you're seeing.
It's adorable.
Nothing good, Max. Just trust me.
Yeah. She was helping us fight.
And Max is not tiny, by the way. Max is like the size of like a kindergartner.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what you
Oh,
said.
nice.
Like a coyote sized, I would assume, on force.
mhm.
Precious Babby.
He says, but now if you do not mind, you must forgive me. I have to, I am surveying the damage to the town so that we can begin repairs.
Yeah, no problem. Of course. Please continue on your way.
And he will get back up on his horse. Sir Oakenroot never speaks to you. He doesn't leave his horse. He just quietly is watching.
Fascinating.
I'm glad you said his name again. I put Oaken Leaf in my notes.
Let me just do something. Just make a quiet die roll here.
Professor Oak. Wait, no. Oh, sorry.
Are there any vibes I get from either of them?
Make an insight check for me.
Oh, this character's not good on the insight. That's a 2. They seem like great folks.
The king is, you really think the king is hiding something behind how polite he is. But that may just be bias against like people of that high status to begin with.
I was gonna say I would have thought that regardless of the role.
Thank you for doing the insight check, Grief. Can I set a like common player thing? You reminded me with that. When I use disguise self, you can assume I'm using deception. So if that becomes relevant, have me roll the deception because I'm actively trying to play the role.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a deception.
Heck yes. Virtual tabletop not found, but it's a 25, 19 on the die. This is what Gift does.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that's awesome. Yeah, You don't get the idea that Sorokin recognizes you or that anyone does. You're just some rando here.
Perfect.
Yeah. The king and his entourage make their way. So like the Marcus Square kind of connects over to like the docks area, and more kind of more business and things like that. And he just continues his tour of Brambles upon the River. Afe is in the marketplace and spots you, Grief, and she, hold on, I'll have their pronouns here. She, her. She will come to you and say, "I am very glad you're alive. I heard there was a dragon. I was helping people get out."
There was a dragon, yeah, and it took a couple of our people.
Okay. Well, that's not good. Do you think they'll be back? Do we need to?
I am not 100% sure, and I'm still trying to figure that out.
I mean, I can help defend, but that's still a prototype. I have a little, calling it, it's a little mini cannon, I guess is the right way to say it. It's mostly a mini bomb right now.
Okay, I mean, that can be helpful.
Just something I'm working on. I guess we could put it on the roofs, but the roofs are thatched. And she actually just wanders off in this thought to her shop.
I'm just gonna shout back at her. The king invited us to dinner.
She says, "Good luck with that."
Thanks.
She'll actually say, "I don't. The king didn't invite me. If the society reaches out to me, I will go, I guess. But I got a shop to rebuild."
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he wants anybody that helped handle this dragon situation.
They took all the brass fittings for my jars. Not the jars, just the brass fittings.
Kobolds, they're, yeah, they like shiny things.
Yeah, but like they were attached to the jars. They just, it's mind-boggling.
You can't reason with kobolds. I don't know. You let them do their thing. I don't know.
And she says, "Well, good luck with the dinner. Let me know how that goes, I guess."
Will do. I'm probably gonna head out. We are probably gonna head out to try and find the folks that dragon took. So if I'm gone for a little while, don't worry too much.
Sorry, I got a message from Tara. Sorry. What was it you just said?
I said also we were probably going to head out of town to try and find the people that the dragon took. So if I'm gone for a little while, don't worry too much. I'm just trying to get our people back.
She says, "Well, you have a job here if you so yeah, do whatever you need to do. I'm not too concerned."
All right, cool.
Just
Thanks.
be safe.
You too.
She's writing down all the things that is missing from her shop as she goes in. The door is like cracked in. You can see her shop from where you are. But she will go in there.
If there is, like time spent, Gift is happy to like help people clean stuff up. She just sort of wanders around and jumps into the picking up process.
Yeah, there are like basically almost every stall here has been overturned in some fashion. Sorry. Has been overturned in some fashion, has been ransacked, things are missing, things are broken. So there's plenty of people who are there's one gnome who is like setting up their tent again where they were doing like tarot readings. Um but it's kind of pointless because the tent is like shredded. Um so yeah, there's plenty of people here that if you want to help out, they will appreciate it.
Yeah.
Are you still disguised self?
Yeah, still rando half elf.
Mhm.
If there's so she'll do whatever, but if there's anybody who is like either inconsolable or freaking out, I can take 10 on a deception and a persuasion and an intimidation to calm people down. So whatever kind of therapy they need is a 16.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, there are plenty of people who have just one person's just home was completely emptied out into the street, and this is like this one woman's just crying in the street because like the furniture is all broken, and that's the most expensive part of having a home, is having that furniture in there. It's going to take a long time to either repair it or yeah, so she is just there was that pile of things in the street, and she's just bawling and like trying to sift through this rubble.
Yeah. Gift will take some time to like actively help with the work of it, but also will in that process, basically in modern terms, it would be like walking through grounding, walking through breathing, finding, holding the hope, finding the future. And I'll take the 10 if I'm allowed to do a 16 persuasion, and
Mhm.
I'm physically helping as well. Lastly, I can cast bonfire at will. So once things are set up nicely, I can also get the hearth going for them.
Mm,
And I'll just wander around and do that until something more important happens.
yeah.
While we're helping clean up, I want to, if possible, discreetly break down some of the kobold bodies, preserve bits of it that I can, and keep that in my bag.
Okay. It's gonna take an hour of time. Make a survival check.
14.
14. 14 is good enough. Yeah, you have a collection of cobalt leather. Now, I don't know how anyone would feel about that, but you have it now.
Well, yeah, and I tend to like less for leather, but also for like food that can be given to wild things we encounter, stuff like that.
Okay, so you're keeping like some sort of
Like
giblets or something.
yeah, weird like jerky, for lack of a better. So creepy and gross, but all my characters do this. Welcome to my weirdness.
Well, it makes sense. You're that kind of person.
It helps a lot in situations where you run into weird things in the woods. I'm just saying.
Also, I forgot about this, but there is an optional feature for your class to give you an extra skill. So
Okay, we can chat about that.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you gather that up. I assume you do that like away from the main square. You help like
Yes,
clear the
yeah.
bodies.
Like I said, discreetly.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to ask, did it look like the king and entourage were heading back out of town, or were they sticking around? Am I still seeing them wander around?
You can, from the window, they're not in the marketplace. The window kind of just overlooks the market area.
Okay.
But you saw them go deeper into town. You don't know when they might leave, but you don't see them wandering.
Okay.
And what vibe did we get off of the king when he asked about her?
He he just seemed curious with your insight. He just seemed curious about it. He was asking. He clearly had heard something. So
Okay.
So Fen, while they started the cleanup process, has been figuring out a baby Bjorn situation for Max. Has found whatever resources Gift had in her house to like wrap around and just put Max up front, so that they can still breathe, and I guess potentially breathe fire in my face, but still, I wanted to make sure.
Them face outwards.
Yep.
Gift had
Turn on your fire.
Gift had an empty cupboard and a made bed. Now Gift has an empty cupboard and a not made bed.
Unmade.
yep,
accurate. But once I've got that situated, I will go out into the market area, like keeping an eye out for the king, but just like seeing what I can do to help out, gather up various things and help clean up. So Fen now has a +1.
So as you're making this Bjorn, which is easy enough to do, you see that Max gets a similar idea. Like it's just like is also like kind of mirroring you and like tying things with their little dragon hands. And they make a little one to put around their neck with the little mouse in it.
Okay.
Oh my god, I want art of this so bad. This is adorable.
Max, and
mouse to be named.
All right. In Draconic, I'm asking this. So, what are we gonna? What's the name of your friend here?
I haven't asked yet.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a name? It doesn't respond because it's a mouse.
Yeah, that's a good point. They might have a name. They might. And well, you know what? We're gonna find some druids. I bet one of those druids can talk to this mouse, and they can ask.
People can talk to animals?
Yeah, some can. I can't, but some can. Yeah.
Oh, I want to know how to talk to animals. That would be so cool. I'd have so many animals.
Yeah.
And they'd all tell me their names, and maybe we could play games.
Yeah. Well, when we find those druids, we'll see if they can teach you their ways.
I imagine this conversation is happening while you're putting Max in the baby Bjorn.
Here we go.
Are we going to see the druids now?
Very soon. I think we're gonna head out pretty soon. We might have ended up getting invited to dinner, but I don't think we want to do that. We want to make sure you're safe first, and the druids are gonna make sure of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm just walking around with a baby dragon. But I've done my best to also disguise it so that it looks more draconian than dragon, kind of just like carefully tied their wings closed. Okay. Just be like, this is my baby now. Would no one question this?
This is a baby dragonborn, clearly.
You don't know.
Who the hell are you to tell me? Away from me and my son.
A gold dragonborn and an emerald dragonborn love each other very much.
Yeah, you continue out. Most people give you a weird look, but they don't. No one questions you. You manage to tuck the wings and and the tail in there, and Max's just little back legs are just kicking. In the little Bjorn, just kicking against it, spreading himself out in there.
Ow. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Fen is like just going by and just like carefully, not hurting Max, but like helping with a free hand here or there lift things up. But she's also looking for grief and gift. Like, okay, I think we need to get on the road. uh,
Yeah, Grief will finish up and come back around to find y'all.
Yeah, so you all meet back up. Billy Bomb has there's a few people now very interested in defending themselves, and he has seemed to have started up a little fencing class. He has his rapier and he's like demonstrating techniques, and there's like a few people with just wooden sticks behind him. And he's like, and he says, and if you don't remember any of this, that's fine. You just, if you poke them in the soft bits, that will might be enough to get away. That's the most important part, is keeping yourself safe.
Look to your right and left. Figure out which one you can run faster than.
Billy, when you got some time, we should probably roll out.
He says, "Oh, didn't you hear? Like the king was looking for you. We've all been invited to some sort of banquet or something."
Yeah, no, we'd love to go. I'm sure. I want to make sure my baby is has a babysitter first, though. We want to, make sure of that. Go find our babysitter. Wink, wink.
Okay, hold on a second. I don't have his character pulled up. One moment. Yeah, I can close the window. Oh, D&D Beyond changed all its fonts. Fascinating. Oh, okay. He rolls a nat one on his inside. He's like,
Perfect.
Crap.
He says, whatever you say.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Just one moment.
So I'll go see if I can find the provisions so that we can go find the babysitter. That's a strange sentence. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you start actively looking for provisions, a nondescript half elf will start helping you put them together.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so let's see. We need some sort of road food. It's not great, but will last. Some sort of jerky or something. Let's see. What else do we need? Bedroll's probably good. We might need to sleep overnight somewhere. Is Grief with us or elsewhere?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Grief, I missed the timing. Do you know when we need to be at the castle? Was that made clear?
GM.
Just said tonight.
Oh, tonight.
Super helpful, King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tonight. I don't know how, we can't just leave Max alone.
No.
I have no idea how this would work, but I do speak a relevant language to us finding what we're looking for. If there's any sort of messaging or signs in said secret language, I do in fact speak it.
Can you be clear to me? I'm sorry.
Sorry, out of game. Gift knows Druidic.
Oh, that's
so.
right.
If there's anybody around, if there's any Druid order this way in Druidic, she could read it.
I just had a thought that there's a pretty neat person that runs the smith shop here. I think the two of them could possibly watch Max. I think they made sure I didn't die earlier, so that was nice. I tend to trust that. so we could check in with them. They also were helping others, so they might also be invited to the castle. Is the one problem. I don't know.
Yeah, you would know. You would know where the blacksmith is. And the blacksmith, the smithy is named the Steel Sparrow.
I like it.
It's a neat sign too. It's just shiny. It's just like carved out sparrow in a nice. It's almost like a pewter. It's very nice.
Fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. What's his name? I forget his name. Elric. Elric is not here in the square, so you assume maybe he went back to the smithy. You don't know.
At one point, he was headed for the castle. At the end of the fight.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I guess too, we could even check in with Afe, the artificer who I work under. Just trying to get her shop back in order and make an inventory of everything that got stolen.
Right. Yeah, either way. Tell you what, I'm gonna go. I'll go check with the blacksmith if you want to check with your coworker.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. I'll say the artificer shop is closest. So Grief, you want to talk to FA?
Yeah.
Okay. You come in and she is sweeping up broken glass and using mage hand to like put other to move some other things back onto a shelf. The little bell rings as you open the door, and then the bell falls off of the door. So,
oops, sorry about that. Hey, I've got kind of a sensitive potential favor to ask for. We're checking with somebody else, but we have a very valuable and important task. Okay, so the dragon came here because somebody stole a dragon egg. We now have the dragon egg. That's no longer an egg. It's actually a baby dragon. And can you like dragon sit for the night so that we can go see what the fuck the king wants? And then I'll come back and get the dragon and we're going to try and get it to some druids so that it can be taken care of and not treated horribly by the wizards or the bastard dragon that was over here earlier trying to fuck with it.
FA mage hands the door shut and says, the Magi commander didn't see this dragon, did he?
No.
Good. That made them good. Okay. She digs under her counter and she finds a book and she chants something and you see she has silver thread above the entirety of her shop. And that kind of glows and activates and then goes invisible. And she says,
perfect.
Okay. I'm happy to help. I've never dealt with a dragon. Is the dragon eggshell still here? Do you have that?
Hey, yeah, it's sitting at our friend's house.
Wizards love that stuff. And if a dragon was born in our town, wizards, not just here, wizards from all over the place are going to be here, descending in the next few days. We need to get rid of that as soon as possible.
Okay, yeah, that's what we're afraid of. Get rid of it how? What do I do with it?
Bring it here and I'll do so. I have a furnace in the back and we'll deal with it.
Okay, cool. We're calling him Max. That's not his real name, but his real name is Galwin. I forget how to say this.
Glathenbar?
Glathenbar, yeah. But we call him Max, and he has a little mouse friend. I don't know. He's precious.
This is okay. So, if you notice, okay. We can go through the stages of dragon development at some other point. The point is, you need to bring him here.
Okay. Yeah. Let me go get the shell. Let me meet up with my friends, and I will be in touch with you very shortly. And I will rush off to Gift's house real quick. I will clean up the shell, and then I will try to meet Fen at the blacksmith or near the blacksmith. Try to run into her.
Okay. Gift, did you tag along with any of these other two?
Yeah, I would have been following Finn.
Okay.
And if there's a convenient phone booth, the nondescript half elf will step into the phone booth and step out as Gift.
Yeah, Fen, like, yeah, there was once a half elf just following you, and then there was Gift.
Oh, hey, Gift. I think there's a half elf that is a little too suspicious of this of my dragonborn baby. Keep an eye out. There's a half elf that's been following me. I don't know what's going on.
She says, "I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Okay.
Could be dangerous."
Thanks. All right. Anyway, the blacksmith, the steel sparrow is just around the corner here somewhere. Pretty sure. And Fenn's actually looking for the markings that she placed earlier from the thieves' cant. I think it was only 3 more blocks from here. Okay. Yeah, just right around the corner there.
I look forward to the future with our camps. There's gonna be thieves' cant and Druidic that no one can read.
So, Gift, you said this out loud to Fen. The look sounds dangerous.
Oh yeah, I can say that out loud.
That's right. You can. You're not technical. Okay. It's cool. All right. Nothing. Just ignore me. I have some DM knowledge. It's fine.
Secrets. In this game, secrets do make friends.
Yeah, so you round the corner into the smithy, and it looks like the kobolds didn't quite get this far. They were kind of more concentrated so most of the massive amount, there's a lot more horseshoes than there should be here. Like, just there's a surplus of horseshoes. And the furnace is out, and Elric is in the blacksmith, just like still in his like chain shirt, hasn't had the energy to get it off, and is just like laying there and like in a chair.
Oh. Hey Elric, how you feeling?
Oh, I should have drank more water.
Oh, yeah, definitely hydrate. Please do.
He brings up a cup, and he casts Create or Destroy Water and fills it and drinks it.
Neat. Is your boss around? Has she come back? I know she was heading for the castle.
She's probably still at the castle. You know, she used to apparently be a big deal. She's still, the king's been asking her forever to just come defend the castle, come be my guard captain. And she's like, no, horseshoes, apparently.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess that she probably got drawn closer to the castle at that point. Did you know that did you see the king on the way past? I know you did. I noticed you didn't get all the way to the castle.
No, this armor's heavier than I thought it would be.
Oh,
and I was running around with you, and y'all are faster than me.
Well, I mean, yeah, it helps. I'm not wearing a bunch of chain. That doesn't slow me down.
Yeah, how do you
as much?
It helps keep
Okay.
the insides inside.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I came here for something else, but I just, you helped us out a lot during the fight, and you helped protect the town. And I think the king wanted to see all of us that were protecting the town for some reason. I don't know if word got back to you, but I know you worked really hard to help protect everybody in the market.
He says, King wanted to see me?
Well, yeah, I mean, you helped save people as much as we did, so I think so.
God, you think with somebody of such high status would give you a little warning. I doubt the bathhouse is even open. How am I going to get clean? I have soot in places there shouldn't be soot.
Oh, hey, hang on, I got you covered. Fenn's gonna reach into whichever pouch she has and rotates her cleansing stone a few times, and accidentally cleans herself first because she forgets that's how that works. And he's like, "Oh, well, that was here. Rotate this 5 times clockwise."
Puts it in his hand and he rotates it, and just like from top to bottom, it scans down, just like flits off all this dirt.
All right.
That's neat.
Yeah, here, I'll take that back. Thanks.
Super cool.
That's
Uh,
amazing. What? That's
I,
cool.
I found it up in the mountains. Some ancient dragon at some point apparently decided that was an important part of their hoard, and well, it's been very useful for me. So,
Go
Is
ahead.
the smaller, is the smaller fire that is is always supposed to be lit? That's
Mhm.
gigantic pain in the butt if it goes out lit.
That is still lit. I did also, you have Max with you. Elric, now that he's not now that he's paying attention, he's like, what is that?
oh yeah, so I pay my babysitter by the hour, and she couldn't, she had to make it to the castle too, so this is my baby. That's hi. His name is Max. Say hi, Max.
Max says hi in Draconic. It says hello, friend, in Draconic. That's some baby.
We're still working on our vowels. It's fine.
And Max says, is that a druid?
Alric healed somebody or something on the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
All right. Alric, are you a druid? So you healing people? I know there's various healers of all types around these parts.
No, I'm an apprentice with the Sacred Order of the Forge, and he points up to a fort, like a anvil holy symbol above the front desks, and I apprentice under the Lady Kessa. She is a warrior in the order.
Okay, gotcha.
Such excitement.
It's like, this sounds like the question that gets asked too often, oddly. Hey, explain this again.
Well, I mean, hey, your service was greatly appreciated, not just for your blacksmithing, but like just generally keeping your people alive. So
I'm severely out of energy now, but I'm glad I could help at least a little bit. The mace, however, needs a little work. That's supposed to be my masterwork. It's not quite there yet. It'll eventually have some sort of enchantment. I haven't quite got that down.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense. Well, You get there someday.
I hope so. And he's like taking off, like undoing the armor to take it off. He's just like, can you just help me with that? Because it's like tied down the side. Like,
Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, let me undo these knots here for you. I feel like Max is also reaching out and like grabbing a couple of the knots.
Yeah, like trying to pull it. Like, this is mine now.
No, Max, no, don't do that. Don't take it.
It's so shiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like I said, I think you're probably invited to the castle tonight as well. They didn't mention any of us by name because I don't think the king knew our names, but he said that the people who helped save the town, and that's you. So I'll vouch for you.
He says, well, okay then, and like chucks the chain armor onto the floor and with a thud, and he says, I guess I gotta put on my ceremonial clothes. I don't want to, I guess I'm the representative of the order today, because it sure isn't going to be Krissa. He's gonna wander back. He says, I'll just see you at the castle. I guess. Yeah.
Sounds good. What Kessa was the blacksmith, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
the actual blacksmith.
I lost that note somewhere. Just make sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, do you know anybody in town who can make little improvements to leather armor? You're a blacksmith, so I don't imagine you're going to be working with leathers, but I'm just curious. Looking for some updates.
Yeah, there's like a hunter guy in town. It's usually where I get my leather. He's there's a tanner. I don't have a name for this tanner, just over the table. But there would be a tanner in town. So
Okay.
He's Taylor the Tanner. There's also Tanner the Tailor.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah. 100%. They're brothers.
have you met Smith the cobbler? All right. Well, anyway, I'll see you back at the castle tonight, I guess. Yeah, great. And Fenn is gonna turn tail and head back towards where she saw Grief go, because she has realized that Elric probably would be responsible enough, but he's also worn out.
And as Max sees the male go to the floor, he says, I need to add to my glory.
Oh yeah, right, hordes. You know, hey Max, I'll see about I'll buy you some chainmail of your very own. How's that sound?
Okay.
Yeah, we might even be able to make dragon size. Do they make dragon size chainmail? Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you meet up, and I'm going to say that's probably where we'll go ahead and take a little break and get some water, stretch your legs, and we will see everybody in 5 to 10 minutes.
Perfect. Thanks all.
back to the era of the dragons. We are continuing on with our adventure. You all meet back up in the town square. The baby dragon, little baby dragon Bjorn, on Fen, and with a smaller baby Bjorn with a little mouse in it.
All right. Hey, Gift, do you know where grief normally works?
Probably. I've been here a few days and or a few months, it sounds like even. So yeah, probably. Gift nods and starts shuffling in a direction.
Yep.
Okay.
You make your way to the Flying Wrench is the name of the artificer shop. You will see as you all enter the artificer shop, it doesn't look like it sells things, but you see mostly it's like brewer supplies, things like that, stuff to make what could be used to make potions, but most people probably use to make some sort of beer, and things like that. This seems to be the main kind of clientele here, but she does sell potions and things like that, but most of that is broken and on the floor right now.
Oh, because it's flying wrench because somebody threw a wrench in anger while they were drunk one day, huh? Is that what that was?
And you see a wrench flying in the air on wings.
Oh, nope, never mind.
And you hear a woman says, "Applesauce, where are you?" And
Fen just points at the wrench questioningly.
and this kind of slender half-elven woman, long blonde hair, she comes out and she gestures for it, the wrench to come down, and it comes down and she sends it into the back, and you hear noise coming from there. She says, oh, can I help? I guess Grief, you're here as well, right?
Yeah.
So so you have friends.
Yeah.
Everyone's here about the thing.
Everyone's here about the thing. Yeah.
Is that the thing?
That's the thing.
She says, "I'm happy to keep an eye on the little creature. I do have the place warded. There should be some non-detection, but wizards are tricky. Do you know where the eggshells are?"
Yeah, I will pull them out and give them to her.
Okay. She says, "Well, this needs to be destroyed. Oh, the potions I could make with this, but it's just going to be bad news if the society finds out." You said, so does this have to do with what happened in the town today?
Yep. That dragon is after this little guy.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm very worried about leaving you alone with him.
If it reassures you at all, I think the whole reason the blue dragon took off and did not pursue, because that thing could have killed us all. Let's be honest here, but it didn't stick around. It wanted the egg. It didn't want the dragon born. Not me, but you know what I'm saying. It wanted just the egg form of Max here. And now that he's no longer just an egg, I don't think the blue dragon's interested anymore.
It holds up her chalkboard and says, "It wanted the potential, question mark."
Kind of.
Gift, I'm gonna have you make a perception check for me, as FA has been moving around in here.
Okie dokie.
Oh.
There it goes. Respectable. That's 12.
Hold on just a moment. Okay, that's fine. got to deal with the bot in the chat.
I too was looking at that. Didn't have anything to do with it, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to use this. There we go. Apparently block just adds it to an ignore list. That doesn't make any sense.
not really.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Cool. So what was it you rolled again? I'm sorry.
A 12.
A 12. It's not hard to spot. She has a tattoo of an eye, and you would know this of various people who have helped you. That there is a organization of spellcasters that try and keep out of the eyes of the wizards, called the Hand in the Eye. This is a person you can trust.
Okay. Is Gift a member of this at this point, or just has been supported by?
I believe at this point you've just been supported by.
Okay.
So, but that's kind of up to you,
Okay.
if you want to be. So, Afe will say, I'm sorry, what was the last thing you had asked, Fen? Do you remember?
Oh no, I was just mentioning. I think that so the good news is that as far as the dragon is concerned, the town should be relatively safe unless is Billy Bones in here? Has he been following any of us?
He's outside giving more fencing lessons, this time to a child.
Okay.
Unless you gather him, he will just continue to be there. He's somebody's weird uncle, you know.
Fair. So as long as no one, and Fen like looks in the direction of the voice that she's hearing outside, as long as no one brings another dragon egg still intact into town, the town should be safe, and Max should be safe from the dragon here.
You see Afe in her head is just putting all this together and says, have any of you heard of the Restoration?
That sounds familiar.
I've only heard rumors, just here and there. Their contacts. There's a group of people who are obsessed with dragons. I don't know much more than that. I know that they've been doing a lot of rituals. They've been gathering a lot of things. I think that's might be who you're up against. I think that might be who had this egg. Now that makes a lot of sense. They haven't just been gathering magical things. They've just been gathering things all across the countryside. Jewelry, anything of value.
Say again who this was?
The Restoration. That's all they call themselves, is the Restoration. They might even be a spread as far as Vosna, the Elven Republic.
Gotcha.
I don't know any more than that. But I think with what I have in here, this dragon should at least be out of the eyes of wizards are like vultures. They want things and they will wait patiently and circle. I guarantee a wizard saw this dragon egg hatch and will be here.
Gift
Very
nods
interesting.
emphatically.
So you got.
How soon do you think they'll be here?
Oh, God only knows.
I'm really debating if we should go see the king or not.
I mean,
she says, see the king, do whatever he wants. Don't let the king know about this.
Right.
Sure you're gonna be okay?
I mean, I've never raised a dragon before. I've never babysat a dragon. This is all very new to me. I'm gonna do my best. The best I can do is hide, at least. At least I'm a little blind spot in the, you know, if for anyone looking in right now. And I got an alarm up. I'll know if anyone comes in without my permission.
If you need to leave here for any reason, you know where. Just go to my place, obviously.
Okay.
Ben unwraps the bed sheets, baby Bjorn, and hands it to her. Like, it worked for me. If you need to go anywhere,
She'll take it. Let me see. Yeah, okay. She actually does manage to take it, and like, Max says in Draconic, "Are you a druid?" Wait, hold on. Let me think. Do I have? I'm going to say that Afe knows Draconic. That seems like something she should know as an artificer. She says, "I am not a druid. Are you? Who told you about druids?"
At this, that was in common, or was that in
Yeah.
Draconic?
Oh, it was in Draconic, and then but the who told the dragon about druids?
At this, like, Gift looks up. I was the one who mentioned it.
Okay. Well, in Draconic again to the max. I am not a druid, but I'm gonna take care of you for a little while. While your friends here deal with their business. And Max actually looks all sad.
well, Max, here's the thing though. Like, she's not a druid, but I mean, you see all these different big baubles around here. She does a lot of scientific studies, and science, when it's truly advanced, is indistinguishable from magic. So it's pretty impressive.
Snorts a little bout of flame, like out the nose, like. You get the feeling of a small temper tantrum. It's the song coming.
Max is looking to start his hoard already. Do you have some like shiny things that you don't really care about around here that he could add to the hoard?
Add to the Fa says Fa pulls out just like a it's like a tin band for something. It's like a one of those bands where you can like tighten the screw on it. And it was just in her pocket, and she hands it, and Max grabs and says, "For my glory."
I'm gonna hand Max 1 gold coin and say we'll be back soon.
Max takes this in his mouth, like with his mouth, like just totally just, and it just stays in the mouth. It, like you see it like shakes his head, and it has like a gullet kind of thing, and it's just in there now.
Gift will cast Speak with Animals and boop the mouse on the head. And speaking with the animal, will say, Max looks really big, but Max is a child. If you keep Max safe, I'll give you enough seeds for the entire winter when I return.
This mouse looks at you. You got it, bud. I ain't going nowhere.
You'd be surprised what a mouse can pull off.
Does the mouse have a name? Does the mouse have a name?
What is this mouse's name? I'm gonna say this mouse's name is Phil. F-I-L. Phil.
Phil, F-I-L.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Gift will bless Phil and then stop, chirping at the mouse.
He says, "I thought it was a weird cat at 1st, but then like I went in the mouth and I'm like, this is it. it's all done now. I had a good life, had like 30 kids, I'm doing good. But then it put me in a little bag, and I'm like, all right, well, this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah, she smiles and says, life can be strange.
Yeah.
Hope your kids are well.
Yeah, probably not, but that's how it goes. They're doing good. They're doing what they're doing.
Phil, the Staten Island mouse.
May the god of burrows bless you.
She'll take that.
I just imagine every
Bless
creature
thy
has their
mouse.
own gods.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Gift will write out on the chalkboard, which Max probably can't read, and hold up to Max. It says, Phil will protect you.
Phil. F-I-L. Oh, okay. All right. That's one way to spell it. So Max, can you read that?
Max says, what's reading?
All right, fair enough. You've been pretty impressive with your language so far, so I thought check. At any rate, that I think the mouse's name is Phil.
Oh, Max looks delighted, and just like a little bit of fire spittle comes out, like Phil. My friend's name is Phil. Phil. You all hear him just say Phil, like just over and over again. And he will I guess he will like he starts to make himself a little nest, in like Afe lets him run on the floor, and he takes the baby Bjorn and starts to make a little nest.
Mm-hmm.
And he puts the mouse in there gently. And he coughs up the gold coin and puts it in there too. And the bauble he wears like a bracelet. He wears the little like tin band as a little bracelet. Glorious.
And now we're off to the castle, I think.
Yeah.
Loading screen.
Right? Yeah, a little animated, all in like a little line.
Not really rested or anything, right? We're just going straight there.
I would say y'all have gotten the benefit of a short rest. At this point.
Okay.
Definitely use that. Let's see. What's my short rest? There's the short rest button that moved.
You can do hit die on a short rest, correct?
Correct. You can spend hit die.
And I have up to 4d12s.
Yep. Roll hit die. You get back certain things. Penny, you get back yeah, you
don't get back nothing.
Are your rages on a long rest?
Yeah, my rage and my magic awareness are both on a long rest.
Okay. Well, y'all are only level 4. There will be more features.
Level 4.
All your packed Gift, all your packed spell slots come back on a short rest, but all your which is weird because I love that. Warlocks don't have spell casting. They have packed magic. It's different. It's not the same. Yeah, you make your way. It is getting late evening. The humidity of the air kind of turns to a slight chill. It's still very warm. You hear the crickets and everything come out. It's a wonderful, a wonderful summer night, and you make your way to the castle, and it is well lit. Usually it's not this festive, but all the banners are out. people are coming in, common folk are coming in along with you. And it seems to have been a quite open invitation. Elric will run up alongside you all in this red and white robe that has this like just like this major this like it's got like a front part, but it goes all the way around the back. It's like this tabard type thing. And it just has an anvil on it. And he's like, I hate this get up. I'm required to wear it to important things. And I figured this was important. I don't know.
Hey, you look great. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good.
Grief knows that they should change into fine clothes, but aren't going to.
Gift is currently looking like a half-elven bard with, clothes you would wear to court.
All right. You are all welcomed. It looks like a table has been set up outside in the courtyard. And more food than should be served here is being served here. And you are all invited to take a place at the table. It is a long table, easily can seat 30, 40 people. It's probably multiple tables put together, but it's all covered in fine tablecloths. There are just kind of stools and benches assorted here to let you sit, and at the head of it is what looks to be a throne. The king is not with you at this point. But yeah, you come, and then you hear I imagine you all sit together.
Yeah.
Kessa is there. She also did not change. But she is like farther up the table. It seems closer to the king, where the king will be sitting. And you hear the trumpets, and you are, most people stand, but it's understandable if you cannot. You're expected to kind of bow as the king finds his seat at the table, and he says, let us feast, and you are welcome to eat. And there's just kind of whispers around, like some people tentatively start taking food and making their plates, but nothing else is said to you here.
Does it seem like the food is safe?
I would say this would be a survival check, I believe.
Well, big 0 on survival. And then that one, sweet.
It's safe. It's cooked. It's hot. There's, it's hot and it's ready,
Ben is watching for the king to eat food before she picks up anything. Partially because she doesn't trust the food, partially because she thinks, well, as a king, they probably want to eat first.
Yes. And yes, he does have his food there. He does take the first bite, and then everyone else. Yeah. That is kind of the way these things go.
Okay. Fen starts eating once she sees that the king is eating the same food.
You see at the head of the table is Sir Oakenroot. There's also another wizard you've not seen before, a younger man. Well, maybe younger. You don't actually know. It appears to be a half-elven man. Kind of short dark hair. In the similar robes as Sir Oakenroot. And Kessa is there talking to these two. You can't really, the conversation's kind of indistinct from where you are.
Is there enough distraction with everyone that I can squirrel away some less perishable foods for us to have along on our journey?
I would say make a sleight of hand check.
That's an 9.
Okay. I mean, you definitely can. Whether or not you will be noticed is another thing altogether. If anyone will care is yet another thing. So, you are looking around and you see some of these folks are not quite as middle class as some of you have found yourself to be, and are also, they're being honored here for some reasons that are beyond them, and they are also like doing the same thing you are, squirreling away a little food.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Eating their fill, but like, one piece in the mouth and then one piece in the doublet, like.
Mhm.
And the evening goes on. There's wine, there's ale, whatever you can imagine. It's a feast. And at some point the king will stand and the entire banquet goes silent. And he says, I wish to thank you all for attending. I wish to honor the bravery of my subjects here today. Whether you helped bring those here to the castle to be under my protection, or whether you fought those brigands in the streets, I thank you. These people clearly bring a threat. And I am asking for volunteers to aid not just our kingdom, but all the kingdoms of man. I have a very special task. Any of you are welcome to volunteer and help us in this crusade to end them once and for all.
Fen is like slowly shrinking down in her seat the second she hears man specifically, and she's like, "Uh-oh."
The king will say, but I especially want to draw attention to and he looks at a small piece of paper he has in his hand, and he says, Grief and this young dragonborn here.
Hi.
And to our young blacksmith's apprentice, Elric, and Elric like it turns a bright red. And he just kind of waves. As they took up arms and helped defend our beautiful city. And also, and he's looking around, she who goes by the name Gift. And he looks around and like, no, I imagine no one, like it's nothing. He says, he mumbles something that you can't quite hear. And he says, these all took up arms to help us. But mostly, I would like to honor William Robert Bones. And you see Billy is in the same kind of, the same doublet he has. It's been prestidigitated, clearly. He walks into the banquet and he waves this like very regal wave, and you all see him. Elric's like, wasn't he the problem? Like, wasn't he the reason this happened?
Yeah, but don't tell anyone that, because then, yeah, don't worry.
And the king lifts a glass and says, we lift a glass to you, and huzzahs all around, and as he finishes his toast to you all.
Gift chuckles and says to Grief under her breath, "It is the way of heroes to create problems they conveniently solve."
Grief just chuckles.
Yeah. The banquet goes on. Eventually things wrap up. You see that there are looks to be like guard captains around who are asking people if they wish to volunteer and meet the king's commission. And one will eventually come up to you. This kid can't be any more than 18. Comes up and says, would you like to volunteer? You are the honored heroes.
You know, we consider ourselves working towards a similar goal to the king, but it's better for the king if we're not attached to the volunteer unit so that we can work on different areas.
Gift sidles up conspiratorially and smiles with the conspiratorial smile and says, we're already doing business for the king. If you understand my drift, keep it to yourself. Good lad. I'm happy to make that deception check.
Make that deception check.
Dice don't fail me. 12 on the die for an 18.
Nice.
He got an 11. He says, he looks and he says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. And he just does a bow. And
she just winks at him conspiratorially. He's in on it now.
You wing to him and you see that the Sir Oakenroot is looking around as well, and he takes an interest, and he will come over and he'll put his hand on this young guard and he'll say, I can take it from here.
Worst idea ever.
And he says, the king, he looks to you, Gift, and he doesn't know who you are, but he looks to Grief and Elric and Fencerus and says, the king has a particularly important mission for you. If you do take it, we're not going to force you, of course. And you get the impression that he's saying that they could if they wanted to.
What is it that he wants us to do?
He says, perhaps we should talk in private.
Okay.
And he will take you away. He means more whoever this person Gift is portraying. And he takes you away from Gift, and he will say, we've located the encampment of the brigands who invaded us, who trampled our town. There's a lot of things afoot. A council has been called. The king would like to clean up at least his neck of the woods before the other kings make their way here. We would like you to run them off, get out whoever you can, see what they're up to.
Do y'all suspect that that's where our people are?
Yeah, I mean, that would have to be the logical guess. That if the dragon was conspiring with them, it might be in the nearby encampment.
Okay. I don't make decisions for my whole party, but I will definitely run it by them.
He says, "Is this not your whole party?" Sir, um, Sir William has already agreed to go along with you.
Okay. I thought he pulled us away from Gift.
He did pull you away from Gift, because he doesn't recognize who Gift is right now. Gift is doing the disguise self.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought she had. Okay, I don't know why I thought she had dropped that.
No, just a shifty
gotcha.
half elven bard.
Gotcha. Right. That's right.
He says Sir William has agreed to escort you and help you.
Right. We,
Hmm.
what sort of obligations would we be under if we agreed to this? I guess is the question that I need to ask.
You would have the ear of the king.
Okay.
Like I said, there's a change in the air. Some things, the other monarchs aren't keen to move from their kingdoms for just any reason. And they're coming here. It's not any secret that they're coming here either. Though I hear the elves might get involved too. I don't know if we can trust the elves.
Is there a specific way that the king prefers these people be handled, or is that open to us?
If they were runoff would be fine. No one expects a small party to kill them all. They just need to not be here when our guests arrive.
But for clarification, we could kill them all. Yeah.
I don't think anyone would shed a tear.
Oh, I just like to know the boundaries.
That's fair.
But I assume try to help the prisoners. It would look better.
Of course.
Right, of course. Is there a timetable that you told to Billy? Sorry, William. Sir William.
Sir William. He calls himself Billy. He is unconventional, but that's how they do it in the southern kingdoms, I guess. Not quite as civilized.
I roll.
Civilization's way overrated.
Truly.
The good Sir Oakenroot will say, just as soon as possible. I believe the first of our guests are set to arrive in about a week.
Okay. I feel like we could probably handle that. What do you say, Grief?
Yeah, I think definitely it's something we can do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll do it for the king and all that. What is proper phrase? Sorry, Common's my second language. What is the phrase for the king? Is that the thing you say?
What would they say? Because it wouldn't be God and country. It's not really a country. It's a kingdom.
God, gold, and glory. No, wait.
Yeah.
Hang on. That's something else.
I believe for the king will suffice.
Okay. Well, it is. I'm assuming Elric needs to stay in town and whatnot with his important blacksmithing job.
Lady Kessa has agreed to let him go with you.
Oh,
Poor
And
Elric.
He just says, of course. course she. Just under his breath, she's like, of course she has. Of course she has. Elric has had not a single ounce of free agency in a little while. He says, I heard he made quite a stir. Surprised a lot of people. Isn't that right, Elric? And Elric says, yes, my lord. And we'll just kind of bow his head. And he says, well, we can, of course, minorly equip you. I do have a question, though. Did you happen to find out? Do you know anything about why they were here?
No, not really. That's something we are still trying to assess.
I'm gonna need you to make a deception check.
Fuck.
Because
I know. I'm like, they pulled you away, and
You're saying curses.
I'm just like, Grief will just look at Gift longingly.
I am the most roguey rogue who never actually took a level of rogue.
That's a 16.
Okay. He says, well, I assume if you hear anything, you will let me, the Crown's Guard, whoever, let someone know.
Absolutely.
And I find it odd that good Sir William here just shows up in our town, and it's odd. I'll just say that.
It is odd, and yeah, I've already got my eye on the situation.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, there was a blue draconian who seemed to be calling the shots on the ground. We'll check him if we manage to catch him. We'll check him for any notes, because maybe that'll tell us. We'll see if he's got any keeping a journal or anything.
You say specifically draconian?
I said that, and then I don't know if
I want to give you the opportunity here to choose your words. So,
well, I don't even know. I probably would not even like. I would probably think of him as a dragonborn, because I'm not even sure. I think I do know what a draconian is, but I think I'd say dragonborn.
Okay, if you say dragonborn, okay, that's fine. Because if you had said draconian, that would bend his ear a little. So, but if you say dragonborn, he says, I heard about that dragonborn. It's interesting that also there are 2 dragonborn in our town.
Yeah, I don't.
We're a long way from the Crown Mountains.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not keeping anything secret here. I'm out in search of. Have you heard the story of an ancient dragonborn civilization that was built by a bunch of dragonborns that left Crown Mountain? It was this big rumors up in the Crown Mountains, and I've been trying to track those down. So that's why I was here. In fact, I was told to find Elric here to do that. So, but that I have to put a pin in that for later.
He says, I believe I read a philosophical treatise using a similar concept as a way to talk about hubris and folly. Not have heard of anything specific. Thought it was just a story.
Well, I mean, it might be, but good stories are based off truths. There was a group of, this is how legends are formed, right? It started, I think, as 100 or so dragonborn, but people like to say 1,000, 10,000. it grows. But our historical records show that 100 Dragonborn left to form a civilization apart from the mountains. And then rumor got back to us that something happened to them. But I'm trying to figure out what.
And you believe them to be here in Ravenshold?
No. Rumors had me come into town because somebody had seen something of a lost civilization. So I needed to track. In this business, you got to track what leads you get.
Fair enough. I usually contract that out to folks like you when I need things. So I trust you are following what you think is right. I've not heard anything. I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, as far like I said, we'll take a look for notes while we're trying to scare them off or destroy them, I guess. Fenn just looks over at Grief.
That is that is your prerogative. I will let the king know that you have accepted his commission.
All right. Okay, well, guess we gotta go pack for a journey to. Oh, where are they? Before we leave.
He calls that
Good question.
He calls that guard over, and the guard will coordinate. He has a small map of it's like a topographical type map. You're not, you as an archaeologist, you're not sure of the accuracy just of what you've seen of the woods, like of this topographical map, but it gives you a close enough location. They seem to be have been more concerned with defensible points than accuracy.
Listen, I know for a fact this area right here just has one tree. What Bob Ross drew this map? What is this?
I drew this map.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's really nice that you gave the tree a nice little friend, but that, like, in reality, there's only one tree there.
I know. I'll get better. I will get better.
Okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you.
No. I'm sorry. You no. You're fine. You're. And it's just like this back and forth of sorry. It's like.
Is Sir Arkenroot still here?
Yeah, he's still here.
So, I hate to be the one to be so blunt and forward, but does the king intend to pay for this service?
No, that's fair. Yes, he has agreed to a purse, 250 gold, all told, not each. I assume it will be. I assume that will be befitting of the danger.
Yeah, works for me.
You can, of course, gather up as many people as you wish to, but it is your task to undertake.
All right, fantastic.
All right.
GM, how early is too early to leave this party?
You can probably leave this party now. It's kind of winding down, you know.
Yeah.
Ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I think Fenn is also out the door with Grief right away. She says goodbye to anybody who's like greeting because she doesn't want to make a fuss about leaving, but she's like, out.
Yeah, I think if everyone's ready, we'll just head out and go pick up Max and get packed up and maybe get a little bit of rest in before we have to take off.
Yeah, fair enough. You come back to the flying wrench and you find Afe and Max in a tug of war for her broom. She was trying to clean, and it's just like seems to have devolved a little bit. It's not chaos in here, but you can tell that they've had some disagreements.
All right. think we need to head for the Wildlands tonight. I kind of got a feeling that that wizard fellow might not have believed you, Grief.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
We can head out. We can camp out.
Yep. Affy, thank you for taking care of Max while we were gone.
She says, of course it's not a problem. What did the king want?
Volunteers to help
Oh.
protect. Yeah. Same shit.
Okay.
Not shocking.
Freely, but
And
basically, it's
yeah,
fine.
like it always is. And he wants us to go after. They've got intel on where the folks that attacked are, and so he wants us to go after them.
Well, she says, okay then. She's looking around. She goes in the back for a moment and she comes back. I got 2 left, and she pulls out 2 vials of this red liquid. It's just healing potion. I only have 2 left. Most of it got smashed or taken by the kobolds, along with the brass fittings. I can't even make more of these. Like, I can't make more of these to sell anyway. I mean, I guess somebody might buy it in a plain jar, but
so do you need those brass fittings back in order to make them? Because if we do manage to find the kobolds, we'll bring them back here for you.
Don't worry about it. You get in a mindset that you run a business and you have to do it a certain way, and you invest in things, and then maybe we should make some system where you pay somebody a fee to then help you with these expenses.
Insurance was born.
Nah, that can go down a dark path.
Honestly, I thought that's where you were going with Billy Bones before you said fencing. I thought he was like setting up an insurance racket.
I mean, you don't know him. He might.
On the top of the fencing lessons. Okay, all right, now I understand.
Fencing and fencing. Yeah, she will give you these 2 potions. She's, don't worry about the brass fittings. Like, if you're going into danger, just don't worry about it. I will be fine. The business will be fine. But it means I got to talk to some wizards about some more supplies, and they're gonna mark up the prices for sure.
I mean, is it anything you can find in the Wildlands? Because we're going to be heading there. We could also talk to the druids. I think that druids need supplies every once in a while. They might have some things for you.
Oh, I never thought about it being. I like you. I like the way you think. And she will make a list of components for. She will give you like specific, like sometimes some things like the berries she needs have to be a certain size. It's like very specific things. She says, and you can't get this one, like there's a look-alike that grows under rocks, and then there's some on top of the rocks. I need the ones under.
Oh, okay.
There's the look-alikes grow on top. Sorry.
Okay.
Gift nods.
This seems very intuitive to you, but like you're kind of like, you have this like kind of like understanding of like why these plants are different and similar. Like you're like, oh yeah, there's a particular field mouse that likes to eat the these ones. That's why this one grows on top. And
just an FYI to the party, I have a bag of holding, so we got plenty of room to hold stuff.
That is very useful.
But the way Afe talks about it, it's almost scientific. It's like a little, it doesn't matter why it is, it just is. So
Gotcha.
Well, the world needs daughters of ether too.
Yep. And yeah, she will give you the 2 potions and list of components. And she says, well, am I keeping you're trying to get him to the druids, right? This little guy?
Yeah, we're gonna take him with us and try and find the druids to give him to.
Look, I don't know much about druids. I do know in the woods to the north there is, it's like a basalt pillar. They call it Coralon's Rest. There's an enclave there. The archdruid there doesn't like people there. So just keep that in mind. It's some preservation thing. There is a town with the same name that is encroaching on it. But yeah, that's where I know there are druids, at least.
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
we give an archdruid that doesn't like people around a dragon. You can start rumors about there being a dragon nearby. Don't have to say it's gold. This could be a
Well,
win-win.
And this little guy probably would have a decent effect on the region. I mean, at least when he's older. They I've heard tale that they kind of blend into their environment in a way. Like dragons are a part of the fragile ecosystem, as the druids would say. I don't know. They have elements in their hearts. I don't know if they're part of nature. But what do I know? I just make brewer supplies mostly.
Well, again, thank you for taking care of the of Max here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you need anything, let me know. Yeah, good luck. Don't die.
Thanks. And thanks for the potions.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. I'll be back soon.
And she finally wrestles. She pulls Max up by the broom and hands him to you, Fen.
All right, Max, back in the Bjorn. Here we go.
Yep.
And good.
Go ahead.
I was assuming we're sort of heading out to the wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just as we're leaving, Gift says to no one in particularly out loud, you know what I'm not wondering about? I'm not wondering how they found out my name. I have this bloody thing specifically so they don't find my name. And she's sort of ringing an amulet.
That was really odd.
She seems really upset. But she didn't show it until out of town.
Super valid. That was very peculiar.
It's really weird that they know your name but not mine.
You can make an insight, or are you proficient in Arcana?
I'm not. I have a much higher insight check.
Make an insight check.
I thought taking Arcana would be inappropriate given the backstory.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
11.
11. Okay. Yeah, you've no idea. You have a feeling of who to blame, and it is Sir Oakenroot. And y'all all have gotten an impression that Sir Oakenroot knows a lot more than he's letting on.
I don't like him. I get bad vibes from that dude.
It is notable that this ranting about not caring is the most Gift has spoken since you met her.
Billy Bob will make his way. He has bought lodging at the Hanged Hog, and which has another wonderful, beautifully carved sign of a pig hanging by its feet. And he has gathered lodging there, and he will see you in the square. He says, Well, that was a wonderful banquet, now wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I enjoyed it a lot.
We're we'll be back hopefully.
Y'all can make an
within-
insight check if you want to against Gift.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, I guess it's would be pretty obvious actually.
Yeah. Not
Yeah, I
trying
mean,
to hide
it's-
it.
15.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, assuming it works like a passive defense, my passive defense for that would be 16.
okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll assume that you have like a base DC. That works for me.
So Grief will just think, huh, that's weird.
It's just so easy how Gift said that. And Billy Bob thinks you're being genuine. So yeah. He's like, yeah.
Bless his
yeah.
heart.
Is Gift back to Gift right now, or is she still a half elven bard?
Once we are back in town and in the Hanged Hog, which is her house, she'll go into the nearest phone booth.
Okay. Huh. Has Gift been like keeping us out of the loop as well? Like when you were at the banquet, did we not think Gift was there, or did we know?
I think by that point, Gift would have let you in on it. Up until that
Okay.
point, though, you probably believed a half elf was randomly following you around.
And that's fair. So Billy, we're gonna be back. How long does it take to get to the Wildfire?
That's a great question. GM.
We were told to go to the rest, where about how far north?
It's
Coralon's Rest.
about, I was saying it's about 30 miles north. So it's on
Ooh.
foot, it'll be a
Days.
little bit. Yeah, a few days.
Mm-hmm.
How much would if we wanted to get a cart and a horse?
A cart and a horse. That is actually things you can find out in D&D, unlike magic items, because unlike Paizo, they don't believe in giving us prices for this. Yes,
can
I
set
will
your
slander
own.
D&D on this podcast or whatever. Yeah, just set your own. Like, oh god, why? Horse. No, not a monster. Writing, draft horse. There we go. A draft horse was 50 gold pieces. Let me see.
How about a donkey?
A cart is 15 gold pieces.
Yeah, it's not gonna work for us, I don't think.
No.
A donkey is much cheaper at 8 gold pieces.
Okay, so 24 for a donkey and cart. I have 15.
I have 24.
Billy says, I have money. I can just get us one.
Sweet. Billy.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah, it's just we gotta wrap up some business before we take care of those terrible kobolds, if you know.
He says, well, I'm getting a little restless here anyway. I'm happy to come along if you want.
I don't think it could hurt. Might be
Gift
nice
is
to have the
nodding.
extra hands.
Is that blacksmith boy, the one with the mace? Is he coming along?
Oh yeah.
I'm
Not for this part. I don't.
I think Elgaric's gonna help us clear out the kobolds, but I think he's had a day. He probably needs some rest before helping with the kobolds.
See me, I never stop. I'm just like, go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's 2 days up and 2 days back with a cart, that gives Elric time to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elric keeps talking about not hydrating enough. I think that's part of it. You work a forge and you don't hydrate enough. It's just a bad combo.
True. We need to get the kid a water bottle.
he used his level up to learn create or destroy water. So yeah. So you won't be able to, it's getting late in the evening now. You might have to wait till the morning to talk to somebody about getting some things, but yeah, it is easy enough to do that. There is Gift, your room is in tatters just at this
Yeah.
point.
I mean, that's fine with her. She sets up a bedroll.
Yeah.
This is much more like home at this point.
So yeah, you all find places to rest. And in the morning, we will continue on with this adventure. But I think for now, we're going to call it here. As you are about to go into the woods, unless there's something else you want to do.
Into the woods.
Out of the woods and home before.
Yes.
Yes.
My favorite.
So good. Everybody,
Yeah.
don't forget to hit that take long rest button.
Oh yeah, take
yeah.
your long rest.
You're assuming we're gonna make it through the night. I don't know.
Bold.
No, you're in town. It's fine.
Finn will ask though, Gift if she can stay in the house because she's got nowhere. She was not planning on staying.
Gift looks around at the, busted roof and says quite confidently, "My hovel is your hovel."
Thanks. And then Finn will set up a series of her best idea of traps just in case to protect the dragon overnight.
Max is very happy with their mouse and their gold piece and their little strap thing, and nestles up, and it's almost like there's a little fire in the room without there being a fire. Like he just warms the whole space.
Ideal.
Super helpful.
Mm-hmm. And he purrs a little bit as he sleeps.
Aww.
Yeah. So you find rest here, and that's where we'll call it for tonight.
All right.
Well done.
Awesome.
Good stuff, y'all.
Great session. I was like, I could do this for another 2 hours. Like, y'all are great. I love this so much. Yeah, so thank everyone who stopped by to watch our game. We appreciate you. I guess we'll go and do outros. We'll start with you, Jaden.
So I'm Jaden or Soliloquy. Go by either. Use they, them pronouns. You can find me on most platforms under the username Fat Sapphic Bro. I mostly hang out on TikTok where I talk about fat phobia, being trans, disability, and I do, life updates, crafts, and self-care check-ins. So you can find me anywhere under there.
All right. Silver Bullet.
Hi, everybody. I am Silver Bulette, aka Steven. You can find me most places as Silver_Bulette. We might, for the first time in like a month and a half, have a session tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Pacific of Capes and Caverns. Hoping on Twitch, which is on the Silver_Bulette channel. It's superhero D&D, essentially, based on a bunch of like 180-page document that I wrote up a couple of years ago. So that's a lot of fun. Then also I host All the Web's a Stage, which is a short play podcast. We do 5-minute plays based on Twitter sentences. And also under that same name, All the Web's a Stage, I am on TikTok doing silly little things like, falling asleep in one location and waking up in another, because I had the ability to do that last week.
Okay, and so you can find me online a little bit under Cetra777. On Tumblr under that name, I take nature photography pictures and talk about real-world druidry. And if you happen to be in the Grays Harbor region of the Washington coast, I'm one of the volunteers and directors of a nonprofit that provides a safe place for LGBT teens. If you'd like to be involved or you know kids who we could help, don't hesitate to reach out at harborinclude.com.
Awesome. And I'm Archangelic. I've been your game master. You can find me here Sunday nights, 7:30 p.m. running this game, The Year of the Dragons, for these wonderful people here. You can also find me on Twitter at Archangelic. I want to thank everyone for joining us for tonight's game. I do have a few pieces of housekeeping before we're done. Music during the break was from Arcane Anthems. You can find more of his music and some D&D themed parodies on his Patreon under that name, Arcane Anthems. Great stuff. The combat wheelchair featured in this game was created by Sarah Thompson. You can find them on Twitter at Mustangs Art. And I'm going to put the links to the rules in the chat if you want to take a look at them. So, and that's it for us. Thank you again for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week. Bye.
Hi, all.
Bye. Thanks.